Hello mga higala, welcome back to our channel, JMJ's Good Libet. So karon lahi na po natong hisgutan, kini kabahin ni siya sa I do not know, it might thrill you or shock you that this topic is something strange, no? Because this is about Lucifer's confession. So atong hisgutan kini mahigala kung asa kini gikan, paano kini siya na nakuha, no? Imagine that Lucifer was the first angel or the highest among all the angels that was created by God, and that almost perfect, no? When it comes to beauty, when it comes to um intellect, no? almost all almost all is are perfect to Lucifer, not until uh, uh, he rebelled against God. Muna siya problema ng mga higala because of that pride, no, because of that pride that he is the highest. Actually, when it comes to gender, there's no gender, no, walay gender ning spiritual beings like angels. Now we cannot say if he is a he or a she, but sige lang ato lang gamitan og he, no. Tungod sa iyang pride that he is one of a kind, no. Imagine na, no. Imagine na rago na mga higala. He is one of a kind, no, because of that pride, no, nga siya ray naa ni ana, no, klase sa kuan. So kindly, no, if you're interested with the topics nga ako ang discuss from time to time, kindly subscribe and like my videos as well as share it as well mga higala. So usa ni siya ka strange nga topic. Again, sa akong giingon, strange siya nga topic because imposible, no, imposible nga makuha nimo ang confession ni Lucifer. And mind you, higala, this confession is related, no, not related, but about or pertaining to what happened during the war in heaven, battle in heaven, or the great battle in heaven, before, no, before I guess before how do I call this, or how do I say this, before humanity was created or before humanity existed. No, but when it comes to timeline, no, I cannot guarantee or cannot say sure things about that. So kini sa nga confession nakuha ni siya um, karon lang nga mga panahona, pero nagkabahin kini sa gira dito sa langit sa nahitabo sa dugay na kaayong panahon, no. So ato ni siyang himayon. So before ta mo proceed na mahigala, ako sang i-introduce ninyo kining kabahin sa primary and secondary sources. Atong timan-an nga although this is it has something to do with the spiritual matters, we have to be critical with things that we hear, or the videos we watch, and the information we read, the articles we read. Now atong timan-an na whatever we hear or whatever we read or whatever we watch, dapat naatay pagka-critical. That means nga dili na to basta-basta og tuuhan, no, unless if ma-verify na to. So muna siya nga akong i-introduce ninyo that there is what we call primary sources and secondary sources. Kining primary sources mga igala nga kung naay usa ka panghitabo, ang primary sources mo kini sila'y eyewitness, nakakita mismo sa panghitabo. Sila mismo mo'y makatug-an unsa gyoy nahitabo because they are there, no, during the event, no, sa pagkahitabo. Let's say for example, kung naay disgrasya onya nakakita ka sa maong disgrasya, pwede na tong maingon ni ikaw usa ka primary source tungod kay ikaw mo'y nakakita, no. Pag ikaw mo'y nakakita, reliable na siya because you saw what transpired, no, in that particular event, no. Ang pinaka-credible nga source mga higala is the primary source. Imagine, no? Remember, that the most credible and reliable source or reference is the primary source. Ang secondary source, mao kini siya ang mga sinulat or gisulti pero gikan sa primary source. Butang nato ikaw mo'y nakakita ay witness din na kay gitug-anan, o niya ang imong gitug-anan nanug-an usab sa uban, mao na silang gitawag natog secondary source. So ang insa may mga kabag-uhan sa ilang gipanulti, that is because dili sila ay witness, wala sila mismo nakakita. So kani siya medyo less credible siya kumpara sa primary source. So karon kining case na sa Lucifer's confession, dili ta makaingon nga mo belong ni siya sa primary source o secondary source. Atong imaginon na when it comes to objective reality, mingon tag objective reality sa atong makita mismo, the spiritual beings is not part of the objective reality. Now when it comes to what can be seen, what can be touched, what can be heard, no, all of that particular things, dili na siya mo belong ni ana. Why? Tungod kay spiritual things as something that cannot be seen, that cannot be touched, no, dili po nimo siya madungog, no, dili siya ma-access sa ato ang senses. Mao ni siya naghatag og mga higala og predicament o problema sa mga non-believers, no, non-believers. Now, ang pruweba that spiritual reality, no, or I may say non-spatial reality, meaning dili na to makita, ga-exist ni siya although it cannot be seen. And the standard or what you need in order for you to to accept that they are existing is faith, no? Just faith. Mo na siya nga even in my classes mga gala, I taught to my students that um there are many things, no, there are many things that can be learned, no, and that can be learned by our senses and by our reason. That's why Thomas Aquinas in his book Summa Theologica, he always advocated that our faith guided by reason, because that is our access to faith. So again, akong maingon nga this kind of, let's say for example, information taken from spiritual realm cannot be categorized under primary or secondary sources. No. And I have to tell you that this is about a particular case of an exorcism, no. Kani siyang naitabo nga ni confess si Lucifer. But before that, I will bring you to the world with what really transpired, no, during the great battle. No one was there, no. Walay tawo nga nakakita, no, walay tawo nga nakaakto sa maong gera. But how did we know? No? Paano na to siya nahibalaan? Now, of course, una nga source, it is the tradition, coming from the tradition of the Catholic Church. No? The Bible has spoken about the great battle in Revelation, no, and some parts of the Bible, but it's not complete, dili kompleto ang detalye. Now atong imaginon ay atong hinumduman mga higala that we have to go back to where it all started, because now nowadays we tend to fear the demons than God. Mas maggiskahalukan pa nato ni sila kaysa sa Dios. Why? Because they can inflict harm, danger, and pain to us. Why we don't worry about God? Because God will not do that to us. Muna si problema, no? Muna si problema nato. But we have to realize that they are powerless in the face of God. Why? In the beginning, Lucifer was just a creation, or is just a creation. No, he may be the highest among all ranks of angels and the most powerful among all angels, and the most intelligent among all angels. Kita mo nato na ron why he is the most intelligent. But he is uh, when we are going to compare Lucifer to God, he is nothing, or he cannot stand against God. No? He might think that he is the highest. No, he's the highest among the ranks of angels, but he is not. Now, there is a words of Saint Michael captured by Patricia Devlin. Can you see Patricia Devlin, mga higala? She is actually a very devout Catholic. No, she already died, but she is a known mystic. She is blind and mystic. When we say mystic, they have a close relationship to God, and that she is able, or she was able to see some messages, to hear some messages, and as well as see things that are related to God. No, this one, these words that she captured, no, from Saint Michael, from her one of her visions, and that this is what Saint Michael said during this one before the battle happened. No, Saint Michael said, or Archangel Michael, but the temptation to follow Lucifer that we all faced was so great. No? Ang tentasyon sa pagsunod kang Lucifer was so great. Dako kaayo ang tentasyon sa pagsunod kang Lucifer. Why? Because Lucifer was already campaigning that time to follow him. No? Because he was already staging a coup, or like a rebellion against God. Padayon, he could and did make it seem so logical that God's way was crazy, that his plan for creation made no sense. Kani siya, nasulti ni siya ni Michael, or ni Archangel Michael, because Lucifer had already a vision what will happen thousands of years afterwards. So this time, gipakita sa Dios kang Lucifer that one day Jesus, no, the second person of the Trinity, will assume a human flesh, no, through Mary. Nakita ni Lucifer nga the second person of the Holy Trinity, which is Jesus Christ, will go down, no, to earth through a woman, no, and will assume a human flesh. Mahimo siyang naay lawas, no, at the same time God, 100% human, 100% God. So pagkakita ani ni kuan, because that was the way that God, already planned to save humanity, that this was a vision, presented kay balo na si Lucifer ani. According to Lucifer, it made no sense, and it's crazy, and then how? He asked us, according to Michael, nangutana daw si Lucifer kanila. No? Could we think for a moment that suffering and sorrow could bring any good? So basically, at this stage, of this question, nakita or ginapresentar ni Lucifer to the angels, because this is campaigning, that he was persuading the angels to side with him against God. So nakita po dito that the way of God's plan to save humanity is through crucifixion, suffering din crucifixion. So yung pangutana, uh, could we think for a moment that suffering and sorrow could bring any good? Grabe, no? Uh, this is actually atong bantayan, no? This is the mindset of Satan. This is the mindset of Lucifer, that suffering and sorrow walay ayo, and that is how we perceive things, di ba? That mga dili maayo, walay kaayuhan, walay ayo sa atong kinabuhi, no? So padayon ta. Lucifer showed us a vision of Christ crucified. This is what I'm saying, no? Gipakita sila ni Lucifer of a vision of Christ crucified and jeered. No? It's like a very passionate way of delivering. No? See, this is the king you would follow. A king who has no followers, who does not raise a finger to protect himself against those who will torture him to death. Diba? Ma-imagine ninyo yung passion of Christ, that Christ, or Jesus Christ, was just so silent. And the people are keep on humiliating him. People are torturing him while he was carrying the cross until he was crucified. No? Walay ang iyang followers gitalikdan siya, no. And this is what Lucifer is saying, no. See, no, mo ning inyong sundon, ingon sa mo ning inyong sundon nga hari. No followers who does not raise a finger to protect himself, di ba mo po na words sa usa ka binilanggo nga gipriso sa mingon siya kung Dios ka luwasa ang imong ugalingon ug luwasa kami. This is the minds of Satan. What kind of God is this? Because the concept of God, in the mind of Satan perhaps, is the royalty. No? Kato bitong harian, no? Above all, among all. No? A God that does not humble himself, a God that does not lower his standards and all. He asked us, para ingon ni Saint Michael, if you open yourself to love, what will happen to you but that you will be hurt? That is the question of Lucifer to them, no? To angels. If iabli nimo ang imong kaugalingon sa gugma, what will happen to you? So may tabo nimo. Walay laing may tabo nimo kundi masakitan ra ka. And that being hurt is despised by Satan because of love. Muna siya nga love is something that sort of an antidote, no, to the making of Satan. So padayon, look at this, ingon siya. The God of the universe will come to earth to dwell among the lowest of the creatures, who could knowingly praise him. And what will they do but kill him? Yung pangutana, no? Very logical, no? Very convincing. The God of the universe, ingon si Lucifer, will come to earth, na naog, no? Will to dwell among the lowest of the creatures. So, panganto gid ni Lucifer sa tuwa nga mga tao, lowest of all the creatures. Makiguban ka nato, di mo gitawag si Jesus na Emmanuel, God with us. Nga who could knowingly praise him, no? Dapat nga dayigon siya, pero ang gihimo gipatay pa hinuon siya. No, and he knows beforehand that they will do this. Naitabo, niingon si Lucifer, kahibalo si Jesus nga bukaton kini kaniya. And he asked us how we could trust a God who could ask us to do such a thing. Was that God concerned for us at all? That he would ask it? No, grabe, no? Grabe, mahigala. Mingon siya nga, paano man ta mosalig ani nga klase nga Dios, no? Nga pasagdaan ganit niya iyang kaugalingon. May kuan pa gyud ni siya, may concern, may care pa ba ni siya nato? Mo na yung pangutanan, no? Grabe ka convincing, no? It's like a politician, like a politician campaigning, no? That was the words of Saint Michael that was captured by Patricia Devlin, no, in one of her vision. And now, let us proceed. Kini siya, mao na ni siya nga part, no? This was a forced confession that was through, or this confession was through Father Francesco Bamonte. Kini si Father Francisco Bamonte, manghigala, usa ni siya, no, ka Catholic exorcist sa Vatican. And then, atong timan-an, what is exorcism? Exorcism is a specific form of prayer instituted by the church against the power of the devil. No, kani sa exorcism. Mo siya pagpahawa, no? It is needed, kinahanglan ni siya tungod kay naay mga instances nga ang tao kinahanglan protektahan gumikan sa gahom sa yawa, no? Or mapalaya or mapa-free, no, from spiritual dominion. Naman na siya gigamit sa simbahan. And imagine among all the churches, no, I can proudly say that only the Catholic Church has exorcism and many cases of exorcism. Kini siya napugos ni siya pagpakumpisal, or dili kumpisal, like pagpatugan sa tinuod, no, confession. Pinaan ni Father Francesco Bamonte. Related gihapon ni siya sa first battle, no. Mao kini ang giingon ni Lucifer. I am Lucifer. the most luminous of all the angels of heaven. Ingon tag luminous may pinakahayag, pinakahayag, the most luminous of all the angels of heaven. I rebelled against the will of God because I did not want to be under the majesty of the Nazarene. Yan sino, no? Nirebelde siya laban sa Diyos tungkol di sa ganahan, may pailalum sa gahom sa Nazareno. Mga grabing kontra ni sa mga dili Katoliko ang Nazareno sa Manila, no? The Black Nazarene. No, that is Jesus, no? And it's Jesus who is being honored by that celebration. No, grabe, no? Di siya ganahan nga mapailalom sa gahom sa Nazarene because the Nazarene is human. No, 100% God but 100% human as well. Ingon siya, I was quite well being under the power of God. Okay ra siyang mapailalom sa gahom sa Dios. But the power under the power of the Nazarene, who would be born of a woman, I did not want to be. Mauni siya nga, mauni siya indikasyon mga higala nga dili gud niya madawat, no? Especially nga di niya madawat ning babae because according to him humans are the lowest among all the creatures, and he don't have the guts to lower himself before humans, no? Grabe. And so I said, either make me like you or I will battle against you, because I will never lower myself, never, to a God who becomes human flesh and who assumes human traits and a human body. Ingon siya, duwaray paingnan ani. Himuon ko nimong sama ninyo. Himuon ko nimong Diyos, parehas ninyo, or magyerata. Ano ingon ni Lucifer, no? What was he thinking? Kaya ba niya ang Diyos, no? Mingon siya, I am pure spirit. Why not? Why not a pure spirit? This is the question of Lucifer pertaining to being, for God selecting humans. Gipili sa Dios tungod siyang gugma sa katawhan, dakong gugma. Mo ni siya nga something we have to try to grasp what kind of love God have for us. Imagine, Lucifer is against the salvation, against the plan of God for salvation. Dili sa layhan luwason ng tao. Ang ganahan siya nga siya ray tagaan og atensyon sa Dios. Ako nga pure spirit, ako nga kinatasan, ako dapat, no, ay mong pilion kaysa nila. No? Grabiha. Or mingon siya, I am pure spirit, why not I instead of that nature? Nganong dili siya ang pilion, nganong ang gipili ang human nature, dili ang spiritual nature nga sama niya. No? Gipili sa Dios ang human nature, nagpakatao siya. Ang gusto siguro niya nga saniban siya, no, mag-usa, mahimong usa siya, no, o ang Dios marag dahil po ginauna sa may ginaunaan niya, no? Something dahil gyud utok. No, but all I can say is that this words is against the plan of God's for salvation. No? That is mo na siyang hangtod karon iyan ang gipanindigan. No? That he is against the salvation of humanity, and that's why his only task or job here on earth is to keep sabotaging, no? To keep hindering, intervening, interfering, no, to the salvation of humanity. Muna siya nga ihatang daug-daugo, no? Ihatang tagaan og mga daghan kaayong mga tentasyon para mahalayo ta sa Ginoo. So padayon ta. Ningon siya, why? Why that nature? No? That is only a creature, as if dili siya creature. Ningon siya nga, Mama Mary is only or the humanity is only a creature. Problema, creature man po siya. Not I am God. Ningon siya, I am God. So taas kayong lantaw niya, no? I am God and she was put over me. Murag, kumbaga, God, siya, the angels, human sa lalom, no? Mo ni siya mo ni siya ang atong hierarchy. Kita may kinamove-an yun, no? Kita kinamove-an. That is the reality. So mo na niya nga di niya madawat nga ang human nature ang gipili because for the hierarchy siya may next in line. Dili ang humanity. Dapat siya unta gipili before humanity. No? What kind of thinking that is? Why should she have been? No, ganong si Mary may gipili. And I did not want to. I would never bow down to a creature, one created to be below me. Muna siya, no? Muna sa iyang garbo. Nga hangtod karon na even in the cases of exorcism, when the name of Mary is mentioned, gagaliiti siya, no? Nagkuhan siya, grabe iyang reaction to Mary because di niya madawat. Why? Because Mary is being chosen, no? Being chosen to be the mother of God, and being the mother of God, that makes Mary higher than him. Bugal-bugal na ta. So, mo to siya mga higala, no? Dinhira tataman, but that is the kuan, that is the confession of Lucifer, no? I do not know anong giban out tanda murag something is wrong with that, no? So, dinhira tataman mga higala. I hope you learned, no? I think reflect from this, no? From the attitude and the way Lucifer, Satan thinks, and let us try to align that with how we think. Maybe na similarities aya, so na problema na, and we have to do something on it. Kaya daghang salamat mga gala. If you have an interested topic, or I mean if you have a topic to recommend, feel free to comment below.